Pritheeeeee, please imagine this as Miss Faust. Don Quixote is drowned to Fausto because it is the perfect situation for such a wish to come true. I am not against it, Quixote. He had his hand on Don's shoulder and tried to jump over him. I'm surprised you want this. I don't want you to rush it. Dean took a step back, made a sharp 360-degree turn, then looked at Faust. It seems that I have to make do with what my dear friends gave me. Clear your throat, close your eyes. You're gonna kill me. What? No, maybe... Hey, I think I saw you under the hood? At some point, Faust had to leave in shock and stared at the wall, singing to himself. Oh, I'm scared of that girl, Don cried. Don Quixote. Fausto took a deep breath and turned around. I can imagine that, but please explain. Well, Ishmael and Sir Heathcliff gave me advice, but Heathcliff, there's something wrong with let me, so let me kill. One is Ishmael. Don Quixote, how many sinners ask you for this help? Don't worry, you won't have a headache. Heathcliff and Ishmael were my guides, and I asked little Sinclair, the poor boy was scared, but I asked my relative and he suggested that T-I-E, translated by young Sinclair, that should read made with strength, and then I consulted Laodicea, that's Merceau. As Don Quixote continues, he reveals that he has questioned everyone except Faust. In fact, if he asks Faust again, Faust won't be surprised. Fausto ruffles Don's hair and shushed her. How do we do this? Whatever reached his ears, his voice was still at the threshold of the hospital. Ha 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 ha! Don pants are beautiful and blind. When I got here, I didn't ask what to do. Fausto sighed and looked at the bed, surprised as he hadn't seen anything of his dream. If dying, let's take off this jacket, thought Faust, holding his hands together. The pines have changed. Don Quixote laughed evilly and spread his arms to push Faust away. Punk screams as he attaches himself to the clothesline, and Faust drops him onto the chair in the corner. Don stood there looking young in just a shirt and tie. Am I brave enough to ask for my lips to be sealed? Simply. Don Quixote went to Faust and shook his shoulder. He straightened up, tilting his head back but just touching her chin. Hurry up! Bilge doesn't leave. He watches with pleasure as the woman keeps trying to kiss him under the chin.